Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we, and by we I mean me, Apo, and my co-host / co-founder Vincent, we dive into the Disney Plus streaming service and we tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. And Vincent, we're back at it again with another episode.
Another episode of Loki, episode 3.
Dude, the televisual series. Now, one thing I realized I haven't been doing is I haven't actually been giving the Disney synopsis at the top
Of the actual
episode. So I thought I'd do it.
I'm going to look up the Loki TV show, the 3rd episode.
You're looking up some questions. Let me give you the synopsis. We're going to jump right into this. Now, this is episode 3, Lamentus. Loki finds out the variant's plans, but he has his own that will forever alter both their destinies. Did I say that right?
Is that what happens in this episode?
Not really as such. Well, sort of, but like...
Do we find out Loki's plans? I mean, his are just to
get on that ship and
yeah. I guess his plans are to drive the ship. Babe, I don't even have a license.
Dude, his plans are to drive the ship. That's his plan.
Just drive the ship.
No, does he specifically? We'll get into that.
I think it's to find the Timekeepers and create, use all the power to himself.
Yeah.
And create infinite Owen Wilsons.
Which you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get into this very quickly. We're going to talk about, obviously, our thoughts on the episode, give a bit of a better synopsis of what was going on and what happened and, whether or not this episode was actually worth sitting through however many minutes it was. And we're going to talk about where to next, because we've gotten everything right up until this point. And by right, I mean specifically wrong. When I had to listen back to the podcast that we did, now not just the last one, but also the trailer podcast that we did. Man, we got everything wrong.
Hey, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to get everything right in this very moment.
Yeah.
But then in hindsight, it's just all wrong.
And I mean, it's always 2020. It's always 2020. That's how it feels right now. It feels like it's still 2020, bro. Like we're going through the same stuff over and over again. Just lockdowns, people not listening. You know what I mean? It's just the same business.
People ain't listening.
Hindsight's 2020, but also today it's 2020. That's how I feel. But we'll get into this. So I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about the where to next, because it was almost like a throwaway statement, but I guess it is a very important statement that shows who these timekeepers might actually be and what they're actually doing to the world and to the people amongst that world.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I didn't find any Google questions.
Okay.
No one's asked questions about Loki TV show, the 3rd episode of the TV show Loki.
They haven't asked, is it? They haven't asked that.
No, that's right.
No. So should we get right into it, Vincent? Should we talk about the fact that, so this episode is set right after Loki and the variant jump into that portal.
Yeah, this is the Loki team up.
This is the Loki team up.
You never knew you wanted.
But now you know you want it.
And you've got it.
And it's strictly that. Owen Wilson's in it for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, which was a bit of a shame, but that's okay. You got to let other people have some screen time.
Yeah, but we only got 6 episodes.
6.
You know what I'm saying? There's only 6 episodes. We talked about this last week.
Bro, I'm even more surprised this week.
This is This is halfway through. This is the halfway point.
Wow.
It doesn't feel like we're going anywhere, but we're going somewhere. But Owen Wilson's, that's why I'm saying he needs to be involved, because where to next with Owen Wilson's? If this story just cuts off, is there no more Owen Wilson in the MCU or the MTU, televisual universe? That's what I want to know.
Dude, that's wild.
So essentially, Loki follows the variant, follows them back.
She calls herself Sylvie. She wants to be called
herself
Sylvie.
Yeah.
So we will call her Sylvie. Because that's what she wants to be called.
Follows Sylvie back to the team. Well, actually, we should say the episode starts off like real funky, because it's Sylvie with the TVA guard that she had mind controlled in the last episode, and they're sitting in Hawaii just drinking like Hawaiian punches and
drinking margaritas.
Margaritas, man.
Also, when that started, I didn't know if that was just two random people, because I couldn't remember the lady from the TVA, and I wasn't sure if that was the variant Loki.
Yeah.
I was going, it must be. But that whole time, it wasn't until the end where I gone, These are the two people that I've seen before in this televisual series.
I mean, you take off someone's horns. It's like if I took off your glasses. It's the Clark Kent syndrome.
That's right.
I don't know who you are. Don't take them off because I might get lost. I'm like, Vincent, I'm looking around.
That's what's happening with the rhinoceroses. They get the horn. They take the horn off. It's not because they've killed the rhinoceros. They just can't find it anymore. They don't know what it's looking like.
Bro, this species is extinct.
Yeah, I know. That's really sad, actually.
If this was if you were saying Triceratops, they take it off. We don't even see them anymore. That's old news.
That's not meta.
That's true.
But don't kill rhinos for horns, bro. You seen them? Keep them around.
Yeah, I know.
They're wild.
They are wild.
They're wild.
And sometimes they are,
Mike Tyson never domesticated one, so it can't be domesticated.
He's done it to every single animal. Bro, he's got giraffes. He's got them in his crib.
That's what I mean.
I don't think he does, but someone did. One of the MJs.
Nah, because he had to he got the renovators in. And he go, nah, bro, this ceiling you can't put the ceiling up this high.
That's true. It's unstable.
No, that's right.
So
don't have the correct footings.
So the episode starts in that Hawaii spot. The variant is essentially going into this girl's mind and the TVA member's mind and trying to learn more about the Timekeepers, where they are, how to get to them. Turns out there's a golden elevator that leads to them. That's what details get given. But also in the process, this is not explained till later in the episode, but in the process, Sylvie, aka the variant, finds out that the people that are working for the TVA weren't born in that space, as was previously mentioned to Loki. Rather, the people from the TVA were from Earth and then taken to the TVA.
Yeah, is it only Earth though?
Oh, actually, I shouldn't say Earth. I shouldn't say Earth because there's probably other places as well.
But that's what they said.
Did they say Earth?
They said Earth. I'm pretty sure they said Earth.
I mean, you got to keep everyone.
Don't correct us if we're wrong.
You got to keep everyone near Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other planets. Even though there's a lot of other planets, and Guardians of the Galaxy has shown that there's other planets, it always has to relate to Earth in some capacity.
That's right. Earth is the center of the universe.
Because if it wasn't Earth, I wouldn't feel sad. Like what? Thanos is going to kill half another planet.
Right.
You think I care?
Get rid of them, bro.
I don't care. I don't know you. Bro, you think I know you, So I think that's maybe you are right. And it was Earth. And
I'm pretty sure they did say Earth. But yeah, that was interesting.
Now, Vincent, what do you think that is all about? What do you think this could continue to lead to?
Well, it makes sense that they got variants because it sounds like they thought, okay, this is the timeline. Well, all these heads are going to disappear anyway. We might as well bring them here.
Right.
The Timekeepers. Also, was there something else they said about the Timekeepers? About how long their tails are or something? I feel like there was something else that they said.
Well, the thing is, the majority of the episode is just Sylvie and Loki.
Loki, yeah.
So I don't assume they had too much opportunity to talk about the Timekeepers that they did not know. But
also, Sylvie doesn't explain her plan either, really.
Sylvie does say something.
They say, it's almost to the this is what my plan is, but it's not quite.
That's right. Yeah, and
that she's not trying to control the power; she's trying to destroy it.
That's right. That's her. But what does that mean?
That's exactly right. Why is she doing that?
That's right. Is that going to eliminate? Who's that going to eliminate? What's that going to change? Is that going to mean that because she is a variant, maybe she needs to destroy them to remain a variant or remain living in this capacity or in this world?
Oh, who knows?
And I mean, we got 3 episodes to figure that out, and I'm sure it will be, as we mentioned in the last episode, it will be like yada yada yada. Time, Galactus is there, or yada yada. Thanos is
Loki
still alive.
finally gets to pilot the ship. He gets to drive the ship.
Yeah. So essentially, the rest of the episode is they do a bit of a fight scene. There's some references to the previous movies in that fight scene.
The fighting wasn't very good, I didn't think.
No. Well,
I think they got to stop. I don't know.
You don't need every series to have some fight scenes.
No, that's right. I didn't need any. I just touch them on the head and you got green eyes and that's it.
Yeah. I'm happy with you smacking some people. They disintegrate into nothingness.
Yeah.
That's
But also, she's walking up. Sylvie's walking up to 2 Timekeeper people. She's obviously looking nothing like anything that is there.
Yeah.
That's corporate America right there. We talking suits.
Yeah. And
she's got horns.
Yeah.
And they're going, What are you doing here? Who are you, bro? Just smack her with the time thing that
Slows people down.
Slows people down, yeah, as a precaution.
And also, if I see you from, you're at the other side of the room, you got horns.
Right.
You're doing things that are not, in the corporate world, not appropriate.
That's right. You're not putting things in the out folder. You're putting them in the in folder, and you're going, bro, that's backwards.
And I'm sitting there and I'm seeing things backwards. I'm going to be like, because I'm assuming they have telecommunication devices.
Yeah,
I'm going to be like,
assume.
Excuse me, we need like people in front of the door right now. Get like 6 or 7 of these folk. We got a lady with horns. The in and outs. I don't know which one's meant to go where.
She's mixing them up. Well, you say horns?
People would come, right? Obviously,
Especially because they know that Loki is, obviously, maybe these heads don't know. Maybe they're new. Maybe they were just poached from some Earth.
You do see
But also, are they continually getting more people? Do the people die?
And how young are they when they come?
Can they have kids?
These are not questions that we need to ask.
Because Owen Wilson has a relationship with that lady. There's obviously a relationship.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not necessarily a...
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So when are we going to settle down? Relationship, but it's a relationship.
Yeah. Are they able to do that sort of stuff? Is there time off?
Did they all get their tubes tied and their little things snipped, the vasectomies, before going in?
I think that's the big question.
We're asking the big questions here.
People haven't asked that. These are the Google questions that people need to ask. Is there time in lieu?
Is there time in lieu?
Because Owen Wilson, he's doing numbers. He's doing work.
He is doing work, and is there flexi time? If he rocks up at 8, does he get to go home at 4? What's the protocol?
Why hasn't he been able to ride that jet ski?
Absolutely.
Surely
they've got a leisure centre there.
That shows me that there's no time in lieu or flexi.
Bro, yeah.
They're probably not even...
so we've solved it.
Yeah.
So the Google questions, just send them to us.
We're Google Answers at this point.
Bro, come on.
So the episode then, it's Loki and Sylvie fighting, and they end up on this planet called Lamentus 2, Lamentus-2, which is another one of those planets that is, in an apocalyptic event. Yeah, it's having an apocalypse event, and they have to try to find their way out of it because their device to go different places is out of charge.
It's out of charge, yeah. And you know me, I like good world building. I like to be engrossed in the world.
Yeah,
bro. This could have just been you could have put just a green screen and go, just think of it yourself.
Yeah,
and I'm going, yeah, this is effectively the same thing.
Yeah, it was just slap a purpley blue planet.
Yeah,
and throw some rocks on it.
It was the effects, and also, the people in it. Let me on the train to make it seem like, bro, come on. Give us a compelling subplot in that episode about someone in this, someone who tags along with Loki or whatever, and they go, oh, now this person knows, that you used to have horns, but one of them's broken off now. You have to come with us. Something like that. They feel sorry for some kid and they go, all right, come on, we'll get you on the train. I'm going to drive this bloody ship.
And there'll be something where it's like, if we take this kid, this is going to lead to this, and this can't happen. Right. But it's like, morals. Where do our morals lie?
But it was just, they're letting so many other people through. It's only the wealthy on there. Well, that's how the world works. But anyway, Loki just, all right, I'm a guard now. Yeah, tickets please. Yeah. Enchant this man. Dunzel.
It's like it's a less impressive end. The movie is a bit harrowing, not always so fun, but a version of Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Like it is essentially, they're going to Snowpiercer, but there's no world building around it.
No, that's right.
Like Snowpiercer is able to do that
nothing.
in a single train.
Yeah.
They just need to put these heads in one part of the train, put these heads in another part of the train. You've got this world that's like expansive. Everyone's like, what's going on. Whereas this world is like, well, the Lamentus 2 is just, this is a planet that has rocks flying at it, and there's one lady that lives by herself in a hut.
Yeah, and it's purple.
And it's purple.
That's the whole vibe. The guard costumes also look hilarious.
They're like horrible, man.
They look like something out of the Teletubbies. For some reason, they look like they're made out of the same materials as the Teletubbies are. And
they look like the Teletubbies if they, went to F45 and went on a nutrition
that's
plan.
right.
You know what I mean? But then they're all just blue.
They were just blue.
So essentially
that
get on
that part I didn't like because it was so empty, and also them running through and meteors hitting, it seemed so fake. I don't know. It was something about it that.
Well, it lacked any. What's the word that I'm looking for? Tension. It lacked any tension because you know they're not going to die. Like, what you're assuming that Loki's going to die. You're assuming that Sylvie's going to die.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they didn't get to where they needed to get to in the end, and it's left on a cliffhanger of, oh my God, they're on this planet that's about to explode. But you know they're going to get off.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they do some sneaky stuff in the trailer, and it's them. You know how Loki comes back as the president or whatever. Imagine if that doesn't happen, and they're just on Lamentus 2 for the rest of the thing, and they're just talking about life, and Owen Wilson's just like calls in, he's like, hey, I'm Owen Wilson, I'm still in this show.
I'm still in this show. Loki, how you doing? How you holding up?
So when there's no stakes to an apocalypse event or an apocalyptic event, you're just sitting there and you're just seeing, okay, meteors flying, things are flashing, people were screaming. I mean, Tom Hiddleston does a good reaction face.
He does.
And his body's so gangly, he's like, oh my goodness.
Dude, he also, what I noticed, and I don't know if it happened in the last episodes, but my man's flicks his hair back that many times.
Yeah.
He's falling over, he's gone. Flicks his hair back. And then he's running again.
Yeah. There's definitely a vibe that they were going for. Like, you could put this episode on in the background. As I've said many times, there's particular movies and things that you can put on in the background of a party. You have it on a projector screen, and it will fit any mood. And this is one of those ones, you know.
You
got that. What's that thing that all the kids listen to these days? Like lo-fi beats. What's it called?
Yeah, lo-fi hip hop.
Lo-fi beats. Like, you put this in the back of a lo-fi hip hop, like 2 hour YouTube stream on repeat. Like, you've got it. Those purples and those blues.
Yeah. Okay. You're talking about
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, I'm just saying now, this is definitely the weakest episode for me.
This is the weakest episode in all of the series that have been out in the Marvel television universe.
I really didn't enjoy it. And I think also because they tried to make it the relationship between Sylvie and Loki. But I don't know, there was something missing there. It just seemed... And you know what I think is also because there seemed to be some forced emotions. You know, Loki talking about his mum and things like that.
Yeah, dude.
I was going, bro, this feels fake.
It did. No, 100%. And this is the thing that I hate about Twitter sometimes. Twitter will take something so little and expand it, you know, beyond belief. Because, like, a lot of these people are fans, but also if you expand an idea beyond belief, you're going to get the clicks, you're going to get the retweets, you're going to get all that. And the stuff, the couple of lines that he said about his mother and who she was and him smiling and flicking his hair back and whatnot, that was over-exaggerated on Twitter. And when you actually listen to it or you watch it, because I know a lot of people go on Twitter, they just go into Loki, they go into spoilers, they don't care. They're like, this is great, I love this episode because of look at the heart that Loki's showing. And then you watch it and it's just like, man's was like, they said, they went in his ear and they're like, what's his name? Kevin Feige was like, hey, we need emotion here. Just say something about your dead mum. Say something.
Shed a tear.
Shed a tear.
You're an actor.
And that's what it felt like because there was definitely no emotion. Whereas we look back 2 episodes at the screen that he was looking at, that in itself, that showed exactly those feelings without having to state them.
Yeah, this was a very weak episode, I thought.
Very weak.
Which there were just a lot of things that made up the world building, no real tension. I mean...
Well, no real stakes. Like, it's the 3rd episode in the series. It's an apocalyptic event, yes. But you know he's not going to die. You know Sylvie might die, but bro, I've seen her twice. I don't care about Sylvie just yet. You know, like, I mean, she's cool. She's very cool, and I think the actor that's playing her is smashing that role. But you think I've watched however many movies of Sylvie?
Yeah, watched however many movies of
Sylvie. You think I've seen Loki die?
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Infinity War.
I've seen him die. Yeah, what else? I mean, even when they got to the city and it's, you know, everything's just wild.
Yeah.
Even the shots that they were, you know, how they shot that and they get hit and they come back up and there's fighting. It just felt like they had derailed from the path that they were on, kind of, I don't want to say cinematically, but plot wise and story wise, and also visually.
Mm.
The last episode was such a great visual episode.
Yeah.
But this one just felt like it was made by someone who found a filter on Instagram and was going, yeah, bro, this is it.
Well, I think it's also made by someone who sees I know you're a Blade Runner man, but sees a movie like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, which are such visually striking movies, but they also have some heart and I know we've talked about this before.
It's not only just about being visually striking, it's about creating a scene, and every scene has to mean something for the world that you're creating, because that's what it was. It was different to last episode where you had a bit of the world, which was, the corporate structure of that thing. But this one was you're on a new planet. This is very new, and the people just seemed empty. The guards were just like them nameless thugs 423.
Yeah. It's like when you're halfway through a video game and you're just killing the same folk and you haven't had a boss battle in a while.
You're spamming the same button because you know what works on it.
Because you know that this special move is going to get these people into that spot.
Yeah, and also when Loki was getting drunk and singing and Sylvie was asleep, did he enchant everyone, or he was just
singing?
He was just singing, and there was one dude that just looked suspiciously after he'd probably been singing for about half an hour, just leaves, and Sylvie goes, "Bro, we got to go."
Yeah.
And he gets thrown out of the train.
Literally thrown out.
Yeah, that was a funny bit, I thought.
Yeah. So the one thing that I wanted to bring up, which you reminded me of when we talked about that corporate world and we talked about the way that Owen Wilson and the way that Loki look, how good would now, the one thing that I think is that we should be able to have superhero stories and using superhero characters that don't necessarily have massive, major, I guess there's no events or stakes over the entirety of the world or over a city. Rather, it can just be some more grounded ones. But imagine how good a TV show with Loki and Owen Wilson's, right? And Loki and Owen Wilson's are detectives like Sherlock Holmes and bloody
Bro,
Watson.
you're talking just True Detective, but in space.
No, I'm talking Sherlock Holmes. But Loki is Sherlock and Owen Wilson's is John Watson. But they're doing, obviously, there's some magic involved and whatnot.
Yeah.
It can't be completely grounded. Fireworks, things coming out of hands. But Loki is taking on that Sherlock Holmes. He's cocky, but he knows what's going on. And Owen Wilson's is more grounded, but, he's Owen Wilson's. Imagine how good that series would be. I'd love that.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I was thinking of. That's the only thing that kept me going throughout this episode. Now, I want to talk about, I want to talk about something a bit later, which is an important thing that happened in this episode. But before we get into that, I want to talk about how we thought in the trailer, we thought that Loki was on Vormir and caught up with Black Widow, because that's what the trailer makes it out to look like, right?
Oh, was that from this planet?
That was from this planet. You know when they're sitting on that sand hill?
Yeah, I can't remember that, but it's it's Loki.
It's Loki with Sylvie's.
Pulled a fast one on us.
Or we just were dumb.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I didn't watch any other videos on what the spoilers are for the Loki trailer and what does it mean.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore, because then that's just going to, it's going to make us say those particular things.
Yeah, to be honest, I just don't really care.
And also verbatim. I don't want to be doing, other people's stuff verbatim online.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's how you lose money. We're already losing money.
We're already losing money. We've said too many verbatim things.
So
I've just got Reddit open. I'm just going theories. Bro, give it to me.
And that's what Twitter annoyed me, because no one was doing theories on Twitter. Everyone was just doing, oh, did you see this reference? And it was Loki when he throws the glass down. It's like, this is a reference to Thor from the first Thor.
Yeah, hilarious.
And I was like,
did he say another?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I can't remember. I couldn't remember. But
also that's on your left is a great reference, because it's said, but it's not something that is, it's like, remember this from this movie? It's not doing that. It's just saying on your left, and you're like, oh, that's what someone would say when they're, backing someone up. It fits in that.
I didn't think that was that bad. Another.
I thought that, and him flipping the knives was both jarring references. Because it was like
Flipping the knives.
Yeah, so when he's versing Sylvie, when he goes to fight Sylvie for the first time, he whips out his knives and he flicks them over and grabs them again, which is something that he does in Thor Ragnarok. But see, I'll be seeing these things. You're often reading comic books and doing like getting Asian greens ready, you know, like what you said in Devil's Rosebuster.
That's a very specific thing. Oh, he flips his knives.
Yeah, but it's so specific that they're saying this is a reference that only the fans will get, that it's jarring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that seems like something he would do in that situation. Men's has just got his knives back. He's happy with his knives. He's playing around with them, you know?
No, but that's the thing.
If I had a long-lost knife, right?
He doesn't just have his knives back, though.
He just got his knives back.
No, he's doing these ones first, and then something happens, then he does those ones.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. I agree with you.
You know? It's like...
I thought you meant he's picked them up, he's about to verse Sylvie, and he flips them around. No. Bro, you seen that? I did that in one of the other movies that I haven't been in yet.
That's what it's like.
Yeah, maybe. No, because if he'd done that just straight away, you know, he's got his blades, he's going, yeah, I'm excited. I got my blades. I haven't seen them for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you keep saying he hasn't seen them for a long time.
He hasn't seen them for a long time. Because what's his name took him away?
Oh, they were in the what's it called, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
locker.
It's only been like 3 days as well. Mans hasn't been there that long.
True. Well, it could have been longer than that.
But it could have been longer than that, you know.
You have to do inductions. He also might have been had to have passed the 3-month probationary period.
Yeah, he needs his white card as well.
That's right, he needs his white card.
He can't be working with all those sorts of variants and time like loops and whatnot without having some sort of white card.
Yeah. White card is not something you get being a white person.
It's not like a privilege.
It's a construction
exactly right.
permit to say that, you know, if you go on a construction site, you're not going to be, you know, I don't know, doing...
You ain't going to be sued for being on a construction site illegally.
That's right. You've got the proper training to be on a construction site.
Yeah.
If someone has a hammer and no nails, you have to give them nails. That's it.
So I think one of the most important things, which I'm glad that they put it in, but it also frustrated me a lot, based on the way that they did it. Now, there's 2 ways that you can look at it, I guess. And again, this is going to be one of those moments in which we are not the people who are living these experiences. So our voices don't necessarily mean as much as the people who are living those experiences, right?
Here we go.
So there's a scene with Sylvie and Loki talking together, and they talk about, have you had a princess or a prince in your life, right? Where did you think I was going?
No, well, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so they say, you know, have you had a princess or a prince in your life? And Loki says, you know, bit of column A, bit of column B, essentially. And he says, I assume the same thing for you too, because they're variants of each other. That's what he says. So obviously that's talking about sexuality, right? Now that's great because you've got to have, as we said, you know, representation is so important, especially now when, you know, even now, or not especially now, even now when people, you know, we're saying it's 2021, everything's, you know, equality and whatnot, but guess what? People are still like having to hold back how they're representing themselves because they're worried about, you know, how people are going to judge them, what people are going to do to them. So to see this, you know, in the mainstream, it makes those, I mean, they should be normalized, but it makes them more normalized to people who don't understand it in that way.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that frustrated me was that they just put it in there, and it made me feel like and this is why I was saying there's 2 ways of going about it.
They just put it in there just to say, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Right, we're doing good things.
And to get that boost on Twitter so that everyone would watch this really mediocre episode, because it's a bad episode, and then you put that in there, and of course people are going to watch it because they're like, hey, look, this is our representation. But it's a millisecond in a 45-minute episode that's full of garbage. Now, again...
Yeah, I agree with you there.
The other side of it
did feel a bit full, but also anyway.
The other side of it is it could be a positive thing for some people because they're able to say, oh, look how like just comfortably it came out in conversation. It's not a big thing. It's just normal.
That's right, yeah.
So
yeah, that's right. There's 2 sides to look at that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel when you have big corporations and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, for example, I was looking at, you know, there was, talk about Twitter again. There was something about some brand in America that was saying, oh, gay pride or whatever, but they had donated to most of the Republicans that are trying to pass whatever opposite stuff that
that doesn't
aren't all
allow for
inclusive.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You know, they're giving money straight to the Pope is what they're doing.
And I mean, when it goes through Pride month, there's all those memes that come out about saying, it's essentially like these corporations put on a t-shirt and say, hey, we're good, and then when the month is done, they're just like, keep it there till next year, So, and I get that's the same thing about every single.
Yeah. So I understand. Yeah, there are two sides where it's still a good thing.
And again, it's all personal preference. Like some people who do live, with that experience might see it and be like, this is horrible. And some people, it's all.
That's right. It's not for us to determine.
That's exactly right. But I thought I'd raise that because, as you said, when a big corporation who's focused on algorithms and money and they understand what makes things click.
Especially because there hasn't been more than just a few lines here and there. That's when you think, okay. But if you have, a superhero, which they do in comics, who is openly gay or whatever that's not the norm to them. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you make it a story that empowers the people with those same experiences, and that is the focus of the story, not like we don't know what the focus of this, we don't know what the meaning is behind this at this point. Like it could just be we were meaning to give you something good and then we gave you something trash, because that's what it led to in episode 3 at least.
We really meant to do a good episode, but we didn't.
So yeah, I would say that for me, this episode was not worth it at all. I would say that
it's a real shame because the first two, I loved. And I was so excited for this. When I realized it was Wednesday night, I was making toast. And I was spreading my mango and peach jam.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, dude, I've been eating wild jams recently.
Dude, mango and peach.
Bro, mango and peach in the same jam. One. I haven't mixed them myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Did you get these from the markets or what?
Bro, no, this the supermarket.
Wow. You find that sort of stuff at the supermarket? That's wild.
Bro, you're talking Fruiville Foodland. That's a goat tier of supermarket.
That's true.
But I was eating that and I was going, bro, it's Wednesday night. What am I doing making toast? But I thought it's mango and peach, bro. You don't get that. That's not a run-of-the-mill jam.
Can I tell you something that was hilarious on Wednesday night?
What?
So I've been strictly doing work late nights.
That sucks.
I get into bed at like 12 o'clock on Wednesday, right?
Oh man.
And I'm like, I can't just go to bed. I'm a person that can't do that. I watched an hour of Cinema Sins on YouTube. And then as I switch it off and I go to sleep, I'm like, oh crap, there's the episode out today.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I watched an hour of Cinema Sins. I watched Vin Diesel and I watched like 3 Fast and the Furious Cinema Sins.
Dude, that's the best.
Dude, I love their content, but I didn't need to watch an hour of it going until about 1 o'clock.
That's the best. Did you watch Loki after?
No, I watched it last night.
Yeah, that's good move, I think.
I watched it last night, but again, like similar things. I was up late, and then I was just doing Loki things late.
You watched 2 Fast and the Furious ones about what every link on Vin Diesel's gold chain means.
Yeah, like how we knew John Cena was coming from these specific links.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we got to watch that movie and do a review on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually excited because
it's quite wild.
Dude, Fast and Furious is just a wild franchise.
But it's wild with a purpose,
With the purpose.
The purpose is to just make people, 1, enjoy themselves in the cinema, and 2, just go out of the cinema saying, how could they get any crazier?
That's right. And also number 3, go out and buy Coronas.
Number 3, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. I was thinking Tokyo Drift, they don't drink Coronas in that. But yeah, you're right. Number 3 that's the reasoning. That's the purpose.
Reasoning.
So,
strictly drinking sake.
Do you think we're done here with this episode?
I don't really feel like talking about. I mean, do we have any theories? Dude, the ending was kind of wild.
That they're stuck on that.
Yeah,
planet.
that was kind of wild, and that makes obviously they got to do that because you want to watch the next episode in this televisual series, so we can ask the questions of Loki, the third episode of the third episode up before the 4th episode. I've gone the wrong one, but anyway, that one on Google Answers.
Is it? That's what they'll ask.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was wild.
It was
because that was unexpected.
Yeah.
It was expected, but also unexpected because they go, yeah, but they never had 2 Lokis or whatever, a Loki and a Sylvie.
Yeah.
But
imagine if they got on there and just died.
Yeah.
And then Owen Wilson just had to clean up the mess. He's like, well, at least like the variant's dead. We're all good here. And then it's just 3 episodes of him doing just corporate things.
Just filling in paperwork, going through the stages of grief.
Oh, that'd be a horrible way to end it.
Yeah.
But like that's, you do those assignments at school when you almost hit the 1,000-word limit, and you're like, I've got a whole story to tell here. How do I conclude this? Everyone dies.
Everyone. And they all died.
So, yeah, no, I think it was wild, and I think it does put them in a.
I really didn't like the. Sorry, I just interrupted you. Keep going.
I was going to say, I think it puts them in a space where I'm excited to see what happens next and how they get out of it. But I also feel that the way they get out of it will be explained in the first 5 to 10 minutes of this episode, and then they'll just be in another wacky situation for the rest.
It'll
of the
be
episode.
Owen Wilson will be there. He'll come and grab him.
He'll have his own ship.
I reckon. Here's the ship I prepared earlier. He'll come in through a portal and be like, "Bro, just come in here."
Yeah, like we saw this. It was affected in the timeline, so that meant that you were here.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Mobius would be, oh, hold on, we're now monitoring timelines that are just before apocalyptic event, because he knows, dude, we are correct.
We're correct in something.
That's right. But yeah, what I was going to say is I really didn't like when they got there to that city, because the city felt so small, but it was trying to be so big. Because also they've just come from all this desert, and then they go to this city, and it just felt so small. And I really didn't like how they shot it, because they did very.
Yeah, but you're a man of. You have to explain to these people. You're Twitters. You're a man of photography.
It felt jarring when they smashed through something, or they got hit and they got knocked down, and they come up, and you know how the camera comes up when I think they did that.
Yeah.
It was awesome when Loki caught that building. But that was wild. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That was wild. I was like, what in the world?
Wait, Loki can do that? What's going on here?
Like, can't you just flick Thor and he'll fly away if you can hold up a damn building?
Right,
He
didn't even just hold up the building. He
reversed it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, not worth it.
Not worth it. I do like, one thing that I do like is the art, like the credits. They're nice.
The credits are cool.
Yeah. They're nice. That's some aesthetics.
That's absolute aesthetics.
That's some corporate aesthetics.
I watched the first 2 episodes of credits.
Just to see if they were.
I just watched the credits.
Were they different?
Oh, no. As in when I was after the episode. Right. I just watched the credits. I go, bro, this is cool.
Yeah.
Third one, I said, nah, bro, I'm going back to my toast. Mango and peach jam is better than this.
You can't leave that alone for too long, mango and peach jam. No. That's too good to pass up. So, yeah, no, I don't think it's worth it. But, hey, Vinny's going to tell you where we can find us. Or where we can find us. We're here, but where you can find us.
If you want to support the show, you can hit us up on Patreon. $2 dues a month, or $3. I don't know how many dollar dues. You can come chill out with us. Chill
out with us?
Yeah, chill out with us on Patreon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't do anything there. You just chill.
Yeah,
we just chill, bro. It's just $2
to chill. No, we've got plenty of content there. It's just us talking other rubbish. So if you like this, you may like that.
Bro, you'll like it more. It's not you may like it, you'll like it more.
Yeah, most of the people that have viewed the Patreon content think it's much better than this.
It's $2. Plus you get some discounts on merch as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, discount on merch. As if you're on merch, which we don't have on at this moment, but
it sort of looks like this t-shirt except a different color and has our logo.
It sort of looks like that t-shirt in the fact that it's a t-shirt. Otherwise, then it's completely different. Anyway, we're also on Instagram, YouTube. There'll be a video. The video that would have gone up was us eating the Doritos. Did we guess the flavor? Are we $10,000 riches? Boy, I hope so.
Yeah, dude, I hope. I mean, we'll tag Doritos in there and see if they can give us some money.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we need it.
Farewell.